we are.
Right.
Matt, this is your style. This is your vibe. Tell us what we're doing today.
I'm excited. So what we're gonna do some Dutch still life inspired designs here. So there's a lot of, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people have their own interpretations of what Dutch still life inspired is. When it comes to floral design, I tend to think of, you know, the Constant Spry, like, you know, very classical, like, but a lot of stems, really lush. But you know, it's been popularized more recently by people, and you've seen it a lot recently for like wedding, you know, wedding trends in both bridal bouquets and centerpieces recently. It's that kind of lush, organic feel. More classically, though, the Dutch inspired still lifes, if you think of them, like think about, like, you know, when you've gone to you know, the museum and you see those beautiful oil paintings that have all of the gorgeous stems of different colors of flowers, you know, really vibrant, going different ways. You know, all the stems are very, you know, they have a lot of movement. They've got a lot of emotion to all of them. There's often a lot of fruit involved with them, maybe some beautiful like tablecloth, you know, that's
It's
kind
what
of
your
strewn
table
about some
would have
bread.
been, right?
Exactly. It's a, yeah. So I am personally going to go a little bit more of like the oil painting inspired. I think Garrett, you were planning on going maybe a little bit more of the like, you know, more.
I'm going that like wildflower. She's had some life to her. I will confess, last week Matt struggled a little bit with my choice of topic and just like getting the engine running. I'm not in love with a lot of trend styles. I love Dutch still life in paintings. I love when people do it properly. I'm not in love with trend still lifestyle of design. So I'm probably going to go a little bit more wild, a little bit more of an abstraction. When you look at lower still lifes, it is very touching the table. There's not that specific form or shape. You still get a radial form, but it's tulips coming to the table, going to the top, rose down low, but you may have a very honking large rose on the top. So my vibe's going to be those that look like almost messy, but are more of that gathered kind of toss on the table garden vibe, if you know what I mean. She's not for the sellable client. She's just to enjoy the actual style and antiquity of it almost.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I understand that. I feel like that's kind of where I'm at too. Is not for necessarily a solid, like this design is not necessarily going to be a super solvable style. First of all, I'm working with a very interesting color palette. Something I like. It's because it's really vibrant. It's like all peaches and purples and oranges.
It's a vibrance that isn't harsh to the eye. So like while you have orange, it's not like a neon. While you may have greens in there, it's not a line. Like it's a natural, real vibrancy to it.
Yeah. So yeah, and you know, traditionally, like if I were going to do something like this, like I would love to maybe throw some branches, some like fresh fruited branches. Maybe if we could get like a nice like
a persimmon.
A persimmon would be great. You know, I was planning on going out and cutting some like flowering tree, but you know, quarantine got the best of me this week, and I did not do that. I didn't have a chance to get that, but I did have a chance to put on my nice flashy top for y'all because it's Friday. We're feeling lovely, and yeah, I think I'm ready to start designing. Are you, Garrett? Do we have any? I can't see if we have anybody tuning in.
I am on the YouTube, not really on the Facebook. So if you go to YouTube, there is a chat there. You can subscribe. You can like. I ain't that bothered. I don't do that much here. But we can start designing.
Perfect. One now officially, and we did say we were going to start. Again, this week, all of our stuff came from Flora Abundance, which Scott has been helping us out there, and he's been a great help. Again, I've got, I even have my orange ornithogalum here, and a couple of my peach ranunculus and my peach pink ranunculus and peach hypericum. Even microspedia, these are all left over from last week's design, and they are all still kicking, doing great, and I don't have any cooler space here. We are live from my kitchen, and they've been sitting on my kitchen counter all week, and they are still doing great. So I love that. Also the rusticus that I still have back here. So,
I guess I can stand up for this now.
yeah, you guys can stand up.
We got a lot of beautiful, simple things. So Matt and I, part of the challenge that we went with this week is we did not select just specifically our own product. We have the same exact product, the same amount in numbers, except for whatever we had left over from weeks before. So I may have scabiosa, I have a little bit of monstera foliage, but it's what it is. It's the vibe. It's however this is gonna go.
We each picked. We had two. We each picked out a foliage and 2 flowers, or actually, just 1 flower each, right?
I picked out the roses and I picked out the tulips, and you picked out.
Oh yeah, 2 flowers. And I did the ranunculus and the carnations. Yeah. And then the Dusty Miller was Garrett's choice, and then I picked out this camellia foliage. Like a little bit something deep, give a little depth of color, especially when we're working. I'm working in this dark. This is actually my cereal bowl since we're here in quarantine, and I haven't had the chance to go out and buy any new vases for any of these videos. I just moved into this place recently and donated like 2 whole carloads of stuff to Goodwill. And in that was some of my containers that don't necessarily fit my personal taste, but I suppose I could have used for some of these. So instead, we're with my cereal bowl with some of the Black Oasis foam.
I am the same. I don't hold on to a lot of containers. I just have a low cereal bowl. I have the Black Oasis foam. I would probably do this in a frog or have some type of like more natural. I don't usually use foam per se for this unless it's for a customer, but again, we're working with what we have. This is what we have. So again, same. I have cereal bowl. I am starting with my foliage a little bit, creating some looseness, some body. I'm not doing the traditional, everything must face out or have a certain face. The foliage here is flipped over and going down. These may have like a wingspan thing going on, but that will change as we add more foliage. But that's where I'm going.
Part of the thing that I really like about this, the really traditional, when you go to very traditional style Dutch still life design, is that they're painted from one point of view, but the arrangements work are all around there. This is still life as a capture of that moment in time, which I feel like is a really appropriate topic for right now in quarantine. This is a moment where we're all going to remember this forever. We're going to remember what went on when we were quarantined. We're going to remember what went on during coronavirus. That's pretty. This is, I don't know, for some reason this just spoke to me to do the still life designs. Because what it is
this very naturally and very well, though. This is very much a style that you thrive off of, and it's just one of the styles you picked up very quickly and very naturally.
That's true.
I love this style. While I will sit here and moan and be an old about it, I will say I do love this style. I do not love sensationalized styles usually. So I enjoy seeing people do it kind of like how we're doing it right now, just free form, enjoying the flow of it.
I do feel like one of the problems that a lot of people have, and maybe even you have with this design style, is that as it was popularized, I feel like a lot of the people who were helping lead the front of that work, and this isn't any shade on anyone, but like they weren't necessarily there's a way to do a style that maintains. You can have something free form that still maintains, the principles and elements of design. And I feel like as this was popularized, some of the elements and principles of design were lost in the popularity of it. And I don't, that's like really no shade on anyone because like what you like, and that is like
Yeah.
my number one thing of design. But at the same time, I feel like there's you can always start with an elevated product or an elevated design when you follow those basic principles and elements. It's always going to be something that is just a little bit better, just at its core,
Yeah. So
So
we got these beautiful Campanula garden roses. I don't have the best lighting, but they are huge. They're super fluffy and ruffly. They're opening really, really gorgeous. So I am going to add these in next and just create some color, some interest. These have a beautiful kind of darker pink edge, or at least mine do. And
the Campanula, yeah,
they
they do.
fade to like a beautiful yellow, like a gorgeous
Some
sunsetty
of them,
creamy yellow.
some of them almost have like a hot pink edging, which is really nice
Yeah.
too.
So I'm gonna get some low. This is one of the styles I appreciate, especially when you use like this amazing Oasis black foam. The Midnight Foam, you can see my foam. I do have a little bit of moss in there, but even though you can see the foam, because of this style, you want that airiness and you want to see between the stems. You want to see
Yeah,
between what's going on. The
it's
interactions are very
definitely not the end of the world if you see my foam on this arrangement because first of all, it's in a super dark container. Second of all, it's kind of, I don't know, like we're at home designing right now. This is an at home design style. It's, I don't know.
You
Kind of
can't
goes with
go
it.
wrong.
As I said, obey the principles and elements like 2 minutes ago. Is the black foam is an intentional mechanic. So
Yeah. Okay, so I love these tulips. I left mine out in the heat. Of course, I don't have a cooler or anything, but they get that beautiful like drapiness. Some of them are a little bit more able to stand up and keep their body up. Give us that beautiful line. Give us some
Amy,
kind of,
come on,
yeah,
look at that. That is
they're
just insanely
lovely.
gorgeous.
I'm gonna move this bucket out
I
there because we
digress.
don't
I'm
really
not right there yet. So Garrett, what's new with you this week? How's quarantine been treating you?
I am swamped with school. You know this. The people don't know this. I'm swamped with school. So last week's article is a little bit delayed. It is what it is. But I have I believe, 8-page book, full binding and everything I have to get done for one class. I have a 5-page website I have to get done for another class. I'm surviving. Just like everyone else, I'm surviving. That is the epitome of what I'm doing. But so good. Both of us just tried out a very awesome at-home pizza kit. Still trying to support local businesses and everything they
Best we
do.
can, yeah.
They had a very safe and distance easy at-home kit delivery service type thing. You roll up, they deliver it to your back window of your car or into your trunk. It's your choice. And so I was very much in love with that. So,
Yeah, it was very I don't know. Had I had I been a witness of something like this going on and not known about, coronavirus and what was happening, I'd be like, what is this sketchy nonsense? Person in a mask and gloves coming out and dropping something in the back of someone's car. But no, it was great. It was Pie Guy is actually my neighborhood pizzeria. And so it was awesome to have a little slice. Ha 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 ha.
how dare
Slice
you?
of normalcy in all of this. I've been missing my pie guy. All right. So I like a nice lush foliage. Garrett's been on flowers for a while. I just am now.
I find this a very fast style to do. I don't do it right. Understand that. No matter what the end picture looks like, I don't do this style quite right. I never have. Um, so I'm just doing it. I'm just putting things into the container basically.
You know what's
Uh,
the right way to do at-home design? The way
just
you want to.
throw some
So
Scapiosa
this garden rose
in.
is gorgeous, but we did have a little issue, and I will say Floor Abundance made it right super quick. We had an issue with a couple of those. You can see this one's not the best, so doesn't matter to me though. I'm gonna still use it, and what I'm gonna do is bury it down low so that what we end up doing is building layers on top of it, expose, kind of hiding the side that may not be the best. We can cut those dead petals away so it doesn't affect the good ones and kind of hide those down. There's always a way to use your stuff. You just have to, think about it.
I really appreciate how communicative they have been with us because
Oh my God, they've been amazing.
we've had some wholesalers that are not. They this is what you get. This is whatever. It's never that easy. We have had some wholesalers that are on it. They handle it. They're aware. They will tell you this came in gross. These are things that I can do to solve this. But they
Yeah.
don't even question it. It's very much like all right, I have this issue. Let me contact you immediately and handle it as a professional as fast as I can. So.
Yeah, Scott had, he had a apology like before I even was like, oh my God, this is an issue, really.
And
And
we're pretty chill. Like we're
oh my
pretty
God,
like, oh, I can make anything work, kind of chill. So
exactly. And I don't know, they've been really fantastic. So um, hats off to Floor Abundance. If you guys, anyone who knows anyone from there is watching this, tell them that hey, we dig them.
I'm putting in my Moonshade carnations. These are from Florigene, the same company that is probably the closest to developing the first blue rose. Recently, there have been whispers of the first new blue rose. It was actually a very beautiful violet blue. It wasn't a true blue, but it is the closest. This company is genetically trying to find the colors where customers are requesting, designers are requesting, and people really want. So love the Moonshade. I love the whole Moon series of carnation.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. The really from the kind of lavender to the dark ones. So I have here some stuff that I have used in arrangements time and time again. I feel like I've used them over and over and over. It's
They
some
are
dried
the bones. They are the bones
They
of
are the bones. They are,
carnation.
yes, Garrett has bones. But it's some dried palmetto that is painted. I also have this is the foliage, that like one piece of foliage that comes with your pack of 3 birds of paradise that most people end up just tossing because they're like, what can I do with this? You can do a lot of things with that. Start using that. Don't just throw that away. Either use it in your designs fresh, you can paint it fresh, or you can dry it out. It gets this really pretty emotional, like flamey curve. And you can paint it. You could do also, it takes paint beautifully once it's dried out. I don't know, they're pretty rad to me, and I don't know why more people don't use them.
I think we're coming really back to the realm of awareness of how we're using products. They used to paint products back in the 80s and whatever, but it wasn't on purpose of drying their foliage and trying to create even more bottom dollar from what they already have. So
Yeah.
it's just money. It is money that's being thrown away. So
It is. That's exactly it. Oh no, I have this foliage that's going bad. I mean, if it's good, nice, big tropical foliage, that stuff dries out really well. Just pull it out of your cooler,
yeah.
pull it out of water, put it someplace where you're gonna forget about it for like a month, and then come back to it. It's gonna be great. Like here's another one of the palmetto that I cut down and it's hot pink. So I don't know. I just think it's fun. and just adds a nice touch of color. Now, as far as Dutch still life, this is traditional Dutch still life? Absolutely not. Is
Oh,
this
no.
my interpretation of it? Absolutely.
Am I bad at this style? Yes. Am I making a wild, loose situation? 100%.
It's a
But we're
situation,
here
he
for it.
says.
I hope that we are still doing fine on the live on YouTube. We're trying to figure out technology. It is what it is. We're florists. We're not computer programmers and stuff like that.
It says, to me,
So
it says that we're live on the YouTube. Let me,
either way, we are rocking it. We're having it. I've used all my flowers. We're gonna, of course, take really nice photos of these.
you've used
I will
all your
find
flowers
some
already?
background. Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
I've
girl,
created multiple layers.
I've put in
We've been
like 3 stems of
talking.
flowers.
Again, I think this is a very quick style to do because you want layers, you want lots of depth. I have roses that go from the base up to the top. I've used the black foam with white moss, so the white moss kind of lightens up the spots the black foam is not really that important. So you draw more focus in the center. We have the moonshades from the very top up here all the way to the bottom. Many, many levels. We start here, we move down, and we tear our way in very fast, very quick.
Oh, I'm just looking at what you're doing. Don't worry, I'm not mean mugging anyone.
Eh,
Okay, I see.
Oh no, I lost the tulip. My insertions weren't very strong, so I have to reinsert, which is fine. Get back to my phone. Whatever, she's done. For those that know me, it's not that I do not love trends, the trend alerts and all those things. I just strive to take that trend and change it 5 to 10 different times. See what you can do. It really sets across what designers are doing versus florists. To me, if you can copy it, great. You are going to be awesome in a shop, an event company, duplicating, doing simple things. But I think a floral artist or designer is going to take that specific style, analyze it for 5 seconds, and then prove their skill set, their education, and push what that trend or what that insta popular style can be. You see that in a
Did
lot
you
of work
just
that
say
Matt and I do.
insta popular?
Instant popular. Yeah, absolutely. I think very quickly some styles and some people get very, very popular on social media, especially Instagram, doing not mediocre things, but something 100,000 other people are already doing. If you can go to a hashtag and everyone that's got that hashtag is doing the same exact thing in different colors, what's actually setting you aside to be an actual designer or an artist or one of a kind? So I think that's where you need to be trendy, is go in there and mix it up. Add the painted foliage to these still lives and do a galactic Dutch still life. Do really fascinated wax dip
And that was
things
last
in
last
bridal.
week.
But things like that, like it's what makes you a actual trendy designer or a floral designer, is you will take things like that and see how far you can push it, see how many ways you can use it. It's not just here's bridal bouquets and that's the only way I know what to put it in. We've done it in hair pieces glued to the side of my head. Like, so it's been in arrangements, it's been in bridal, it's been so far, and it's just beautifully hand painted galaxy foliage, which on its hand, painted foliage is popular. You can make a beautiful rose gold, you can paint it one solid color or just a slight ombre, but it's that next step that sets you as like to be a designer versus just being a florist.
See,
And so
one of
that's
the
my issues with
things,
trend designs.
yeah, I feel, and I totally understand that. I do feel like one of the things though that I like about the reason that I connect with this style, even before it was really trendy, or I feel like I
Yeah,
connect with it even after the trend is gone, is because one of the things that I like is because it just kind of like it kind of allows the stems to speak. And
yeah,
I understand like you're a fast designer and you just kind of throw stuff in there, but like one of the reasons why some of these designs also take me a really long time is because you know, like we chose these tulips because like they've got, I allowed them to develop also so that they could have some really fun stems. Because part of like the reason why I like this arrangement is because, or this, design style is because you can allow these stems to kind of, or these flowers to kind of speak their language. Like these tulips have really fun, wonky stems. I'm gonna leave them as long
Yeah.
as I can to be kind of wonky.
But you
So
also, one of the first people that you were really blessed to have as a mentor and get you in the industry, are one of those people that revolutionized this style, pushes what you can do with this type of style, and
Miss
that's
Nora's
Nora.
fantastic. Yeah.
Nora uses products, whether it's flowers, hard goods, whatever, containers, to such an advantage and placement that she really pushes what this style can be and passed it into other styles. And so you have had that unique connection to someone that sees the 15 different ways that this style can be used and really evolve.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
these are a little bit harder to see on the screen, but that's fine. It is what it is. Again, we'll have pictures
Okay.
of them.
I have to show you this Crispidia just because it is so funny to me, especially because if you guys don't, for those of you like who aren't really floral people watching at home who don't know, Crispidia is this great yellow. It's like a little yellow ball, almost like a little yellow tennis ball on the end of a stem. But the nickname that a lot of florists call it is a billy ball, which I actually like loathe with every fiber of my being.
Yeah, I don't like
But take a look at this because I have to call this one a billy ball.
Yeah.
It's good.
So what exciting things do we have planned? Today's maybe a little bit short because this
What
is
you're
style
talking
we
about. I
know.
only have like half of a design here.
I don't know why.
Oh no, this is their last week's stems.
While you were also looking down, I was putting all my stems into the face of the camera. So with our color palette, the purple adds a little bit of depth. You have that lightness on top, which is really nice. You get a nice depth of color and texture. We have soft, we have hard, we have ruffled, we have almost tissue paper. So I don't know. I like the combination of what we've been able to create with the same product. Also, even having the same product, we don't have to use the same amount, especially when it comes to containers, where we may be putting this in our home, because we're still at home. It's how you are going to enjoy it, which is nice.
Yep, this is still our that's Garrett. Last week when we were trying to figure out what we were gonna do this week, I was like, I don't know, maybe something like a still life, and obviously not Garrett's favorite styles. He was kind of uninspired. I was like, but Garrett, this is like still our lives.
And I hated it, and I still hate it.
How dare you? I think it's great because I love dad puns.
Puns.
So
Love puns.
it's got puns, hon.
I don't hate the style. I just a lot of the time don't find
It's
it
not
that.
it's not your
I don't
fave.
find it inspiring a lot of the time. I don't
Well, girl,
mind
get
doing
ready
it.
to be
So,
inspired, okay?
are you going to inspire me with your ooh and your ah sensation?
Oh my god, it's gonna be the ooh ah ah.
I am excited for a lot of things that are coming up. We are going to have some guests, like we discussed in our last video. If you haven't seen it, all
Oh
of
my
the last
god.
posts are on Facebook. But
Very
I'll talk
excited
about
for our guests.
our
Yeah, go
next
for it.
our next week's guest is a really good friend of ours. He went to Michigan this year and got to meet Matt. I have known him for multiple years now, but we're going to have Joseph Delarge from Canada. He's a CAFA member. He's been on the executive board, run, and was like the spearhead of multiple of their major shows. Also, multiple award-winning designer, but he is one of the standalones in Toronto floral design, with his stores EcoStem and Wilby being a eco-friendly flower shop. and business. And he's just a good time. He's literally the same vibe as Matt and I. He's just here to enjoy flowers and vibe. But we are going to be doing armatures. I've seen the man do some fascinating things. And as someone that is eco friendly, that doesn't mean that he's just using just plant products. He may be using recycled products. He might be combining branch manipulations with plastic manipulations. Joe is very aware of the world around him and how he's using it, which is amazing. His employees are very aware of what's around them. I've competed against his employees. Some have used pot or marijuana in their pieces and have hand sealed it so it kept up in individual leaf work. Like, he is a very good educator, very good competitor. So we're really excited. He is hopefully going to bring the ooh ah and dress cute also. We'll dress cute next week. But we're going to look at armatures. We're going to see what an armature is to the perspective of 3 different designers that enjoy flowers and just designing. What techniques each of us will be doing. We may have some different types of mechanics or techniques that are done but aren't used in our final bouquet or design. It's really whatever. Armatures can be used in any kind of aspect. You can use an armature in floral jewelry. You can use it in everyday arrangements, bridal
What I really
work,
like,
event
what I
work,
really like about
anything.
armatures too is that they're easily reusable. So like
Absolutely.
I know next week I'm gonna have some armatures that I'm just gonna like show. I'm not even really gonna
Yeah, I
use
think
or
that's Joe's
anything.
plan also.
Just because I have them around, because I've used them in things past, because like they're so easily reusable.
Yeah.
Mr. Eco
I
Stones, no wonder.
I enjoy working with Joe specifically because when I come to Canada and I'm competing, or if I'm coming to a show, a lot of the time I'm doing floral related things. He is an angel, and I usually work out of one of his shops. He helps me source product, or we will go to the markets or whatever. And I do the exact opposite of everything he stands for. I'm tearing apart products and stapling them together, or weaving, or doing things to them that are deconstructing them, putting them back together. I have all kinds of Oasis glues, and I know to bring my own foam. So
Oh
we
my
have a
God,
unique friendship.
when we were in Michigan, he was assisting Garrett and I with our class, and one of the tasks my class worked on was a big, actually the only task my class worked on was a big wall piece that we made, and it was, in my opinion, stunning. Um,
Absolutely.
um, but it was made with my style, a lot of painted foliage and
Cases of wire mesh.
cases of wire mesh, cases of full of painted foliage, and just cans on cans on cans of Design Master, and Joe was there to help, and he was being such a wonderful help. And I said, "Hey, Joe, you want to come help me paint the foliage?" And he was like, "I'll
I'm
absolutely watch
fine.
you."
Yep. He's a very
So
talented
I
designer.
get
He knows
it.
how to do all
Get it.
those. He's just very
Get it.
aware of the eco. He's very eco aware. Like, we are still aware ourselves, but we also are designers in the sense of, I want that color. I'm selfish. Let me have that color. Let me use specific mechanics. It's nice that a lot of floral companies such as Smithers Oasis is starting to make more eco-friendly products. Uh, a lot of people hate on their foam, but their foam is one of the only biodegradable objects that are out there. You're looking at plastic products, certain wire products, and they're still really bad for the environment or not breaking down. I love frogs and I love using frogs, but the metal that's in them is such a high concentration that a lot of the time it's not going to break down, or it rusts and releases other chemicals into the soil or water
Well,
around it and stuff.
also
So
these
it's
are all
aware.
still single-use products because most of the time you're obviously like not in this setting when I'm in my own home, and I can
Yeah,
reuse that frog over and over. But if you're sending out a design to a
everyday flower
customer,
shops. Yeah, it is not everyday flower
it's
shops, I think.
it just it makes sense to use to a product that you can't get back. You can't call up that customer and say, hey, thank you for your order. Now go track down the person that you sent it to and get
And
us
get me
back our
my,
frog.
yeah.
Because
And it's not
frogs
just
ain't
frogs.
they're
There's
not
other
they're not
products that
cheap.
are very popular. They are
Oh
not
yeah,
cheap.
the
Yeah,
eggs and pillows are a great example. They're a great product. I use them all the time. I'm not trying to detract anything from them.
yeah.
But to the idea that we're cutting down our use of other things because of these is
Yeah.
I think
But
it's less than fully
but
true.
either way, we're excited to have our eco-friendly friend come and make armatures with us and enjoy just a
Oh
vibe, just
yeah,
chilling.
none of
Now
that
that
is I'm
we've
not
done the
fangirling.
YouTube stuff, we'll be a little bit more aware and ready to go. Um, the technology is a thing. We are in the world of if a code doesn't work or something has a bug, you just got to find what works next. So while a
Or
lot
if
of people
that
don't, and we're in an
server is overloaded.
industry, yeah, we're also in an industry that is so behind technologically, um, where most industries are moving to other social platforms or have so much technological connection using things such as Discord or using Zoom. Like we're using, our industry is very far behind in technology. So a majority being on Facebook takes away from using, in my opinion, better streaming services like Twitch
A
or
large of
Mixer.
Yeah,
So
I feel like a large amount of our industry has been somewhat reluctant to change, but this is one of those events where it kind of
we're getting there though.
forces it out. So I don't have a ton. I said early on in this that one of the things I love about this, Dutch style, is foam, or I'm sorry, the like fruits and things like that. And I don't have
I
a ton.
love foam.
No, that's not what I meant. It was just a joke about fruits, and I don't have a ton of it because we're in the middle of a pandemic. I do happen to have some on the rusty side of limes that I was supposed to use for a cocktail, and they got moved to the back of the fridge, and I forgot about them. So I wired them. I'm gonna go ahead and toss some of these in here for good measure, as my friend Liz says.
Why not?
Because why
If
not?
you
It's
use
fun.
lemons or any type of fruit in your arrangement, say you have a lemon that's open up, do you ever put olive oil or spray grease or anything on it to keep it moist or like looking
I
fresh?
sure do, Garrett. Funny you should bring that up. I use just a spray olive oil. In this case, I believe it was Pam.
I think a lot of florists either just smack a apple on a stick or they try to stay away from fresh fruits and vegetables and stuff. Even apples, you can easily put wax on. There's certain waxes you can put on it, but olive oil, any kind of like leaf shine can work a lot of the time. It is just putting that like oil sealant over it and it keeps it looking fresh, looking shiny, make sure nobody tries to eat it. And it's nice because fruits, like you see in Dutch still lives, fruits have been used for many, many years. It is part of fresh products. We don't just use flowers, we use fresh products in our design. So I'm here for the lemons and the lemon fantasy.
Well, florals are just the fruits. It's just it's all the same damn thing.
Another person that we're excited to have, and we don't really know what we're going to do quite yet. In 2 weeks, we are going to have world renowned Miss Blonde Hair Fantasy Forever Universe, Miss Stacey Carlton. Um,
I love it.
she's
Miss Blonde Hair
one of,
Fantasy Forever Universe.
um, she has some of the most beautiful hair I've ever seen in my life. But she is one of the top American designers in my book. No matter how many followers people have, and how popular people are, she is one of the top educators, one of the top innovators, and one of the top American designers of our generation. And she's a silent killer with it. She is not in front of your face excessively. She is behind doing 5 different levels of education, whether it's for AFD, EMC, doing her own floral education. She's traveling around the world, doing things with amazing companies like Alexandra Farms. So we are very excited. I've been friends with Stacy since I was first introduced into the industry. Gotten to see her beautiful daughter grow up. I've gotten to experience Penny, her cute puppy, and watch Penny grow up. And so I'm very excited to have gotten to see the evolution of someone and have her here to just enjoy floral design with you. She is the epitome of just releasing your soul and spirit into flowers and just enjoying design. And that's what we're here doing on these Zooms and these lives, is just enjoying florals and just enjoy designing. So I'm intrigued to see what topic she is going to do. We allow anybody that is one of our guests to choose the topic that they would like to do. And so since it's 2 weeks away and she's a busy lady, we're not too worried yet. But she is a specialist in color. She is one of the most technical American floral designers that are around. And so I'm excited to have her. I know Matt is very excited to have her. Have you ever actually meet her? Like
me?
I know that you've
Bro,
always
we all went
wanted
out to coffee one day. Don't you remember we all went out to Rise one day?
I forgot.
And it was amazing.
Time.
It was amazing. It was one time. And so I'm very excited to hang out with her again, even though it is virtual. I am, even though it's a virtual hangout, I'm real life excited. Yeah, it'll be fun.
She's one of those people that everyone should have on their floral bucket list to either take a class by, have coffee with, or just interact with. Because she's just one of those people.
I have another one somewhere. Sure did. When we went out to get coffee that day, I just, we talked about art and life and just everything in between, and the intersection of what we're doing as floral designers with how that is it is an art, and it is from it is fully within the art world, and there's no just there was a lot that we talked about, and it really was an inspiring conversation to me that really has helped kind of reinvigorate me and my passion and what I'm doing. And whenever she shares something new, some new technique that she's been working on or something like that, I'm always just super excited to see it. She's an exciting designer. Whatever she is making is always exciting. It's always exciting. So,
and she's calmly just sitting there while everyone's just like screaming and wailing and crying and loving it. So
yeah, absolutely.
She's just creating, and it's just to create. It's not to have 100,000 followers or to be the next greatest hit anywhere. It's just making sure people are enjoying flowers, are properly educated, and just here for the fantasy, just to enjoy flowers. So I'm excited to see what she selects. We have a couple of designers that we've reached out to, and we're hoping to have. You could always suggest someone in the comments. You can always leave who you would love to sit here and enjoy a chat with. So Matt and I love talking to each other because we love talking. But if you have a designer you would love to see in these Zooms, let us know. We'll reach out to them and see about having them on one of these, and just
absolutely
bring more florists to your attention and to your fantasy and your vibes.
Or if you have a topic you would like to discuss, we'd be happy. I mean, the next 2 weeks we're gonna let Stacy pick her topic, and we've already got our armatures lined up for next week with Joe. But if I know we've been extended to at least mid-May here with these stay-at-home orders, and I am going to be following those. So
don't play games with
doing
nothing,
these,
folks. keep yourself safe. Don't be playing games with, I think this, I think that. No, like, if anybody in your life could be affected in any way, think of them. Think of the most at, what is it? The person that could be hurt the most by all of this, think of them.
Mhm.
You might be perfectly healthy, you might be perfectly fine and bored in your house, but think of an elderly family member, any kind of child. You are
Think of
not
your
the only
grandma.
person. Like, you're not the only person going through this and suffering through this. So be aware, stay safe, and don't be playing games. All of these people rioting because they can't garden and fish and stuff, they're children. Don't let them influence any of your life because they're literally man babies complaining that they don't get to go outside and play. So are we almost there? I'm gonna take my wreath down because it always
Yeah,
gets to be a little bit
I've
harder.
just got a couple more pieces. I forgot I had these buddy tails I've been wanting to use.
I'm my
I'm
own
gonna,
focal point.
again, they are not a traditional Dutch still life item, but they work in my color palette that we're going for, and I personally love them. And yeah, so I'm using them. Deal with it.
What other fun things have you been up to other than flowers and watching the squirrels outside?
Well, my friend Mitch's birthday was the other day,
The
and
pie guy, right?
the pie guy,
It's
the pie guy
the pie
Mitch,
guy.
yeah, it is the pie guy. It was his birthday, and it's kind of a bummer because quarantine and all that. So we actually arranged. I should say we, the royal we. I was a part of it. I attended. I did nothing in the planning of it. But it was planned to have a birthday parade for him, a car parade. And so what we did was we all met in a parking lot. We kept our 6+ feet. It was actually, most people stayed even further than 6 feet because my friends are, I'm very proud of them. They're all taking it very seriously. Only all parents that we are concerned about. But we all got in, waited till the traffic was clear, and we drove by his place, and decorated the cars, hung up the windows like mad people, and
I love that.
hollered. It was fun. Really, kind of the only way we could celebrate his birthday, and it was kind of surreal just to think that this is what everything is, but it was fun nonetheless. And then once we did our pass by, we all just parted and went on our ways home. Everything about it was super weird, but it was also kind of fun, and I'm glad we could do it for our friend because he's such a pal. Anyway, on that note, I am officially done.
She's officially finished, folks.
I have had it officially. Oh, I just broke that little Lizzie stem. Gosh darn it.
Well, this was an experience. It was fun. It was fast. It was what it was.
You guys, can you see what I did there? Can you see what I did there? I don't know if I can see. And then what I also would do is, like, if I was displaying this somewhere, I'd like, I put those lines around.
Look at this leisurely placed fruit that I had in my table.
I'd have more fruit is what I would do first of all, but I only have 3 lines in one line. So
I feel like there's always pomegranates. Is that a thing, like a pomegranate that's open or something?
Absolutely, pomegranate. Open pomegranate is like newer. Pears is another one that's really big. But hi.
All right.
I don't have either pears. So.
Well, subscribe, like, do whatever you want. Here's our pieces. We will have them on Floral.today. We'll have some pictures. Matt will post it on his social media. And where can they find you, Matt?
They can find me at Coach Blind Florals on Instagram, or you can find me at Matthew Blind on Facebook.
And watch out for next week when we have our great friend Joe come and do armatures with us. So
It's very
subscribe, like,
exciting.
follow us somewhere, put it in your phone, put it in a reminder, and we will see you all next Floral Friday. Bye.
Bye, folks.